Alright, so here's what I got so far. I wanted to do just a quick video. I've made quite a bit of progress, but I wanted to do a quick video before I started putting the floor in it, just so y'all could see the joist and all that. Here's what we've got. We've spliced a few joists. We've replaced the front joist that goes across. I've got the outer joist on and bolted into the frame. Same on that side. I've also replaced the bottom, I guess that's the footer or whatever, with the studs attached to. Replace that. Same over here. It's got two little pieces and then the run across the front. We're leaving the studs in place until we get it back on the floor, and then we'll start replacing studs. What I've done to lift it, because the whole thing was sagging, was stretch a 2x4 across attached to each stud, and I've got it lifted to the rafters, the 2x4 across, plus also a high lift jack. So that's lifting the trailer up so we can slide the floor in. Same thing over here. Oh, it looks like the jack fell out. Ooh, trailer has shifted. But we're going to have to pull the trailer back this way. It's kind of going that way. But I think that fell out when I started jacking back here. But it's still held up here. Still quite a bit of tension there. So, and then we've got this keeping the trailer from spreading apart. That's kind of sucking it in, you know, keep the walls from spreading out. I just put this little jack on it because we were still low in this corner, not high enough to slip the floor in. So I attached another board, just tying all this together, and then jacked up here to raise it up right here. Like I said, all that's been replaced. That bottom joist there. Right here, we originally only had one board. Only had this board. I didn't want to replace that whole floor, so there's a little piece of floor that goes right here. So what I did was, it originally just had this board, which this tin attaches to. There's the frame comes out here, so I put a board here that could sit on the frame. So we've got these two together, and then I put this one for the floor, where the I don't want to say that, where the two pieces join, where the floors join, the joint for the two floors will be on a 2x4. Just strengthen it up, and all these are tied together, and this one's sitting on the frame, and they're tied into the joist, and they're tied into the joist here, so just to make that all strong. And then, you know, I scabbed on to the joist, cut all the bad parts out, and then, like I said, scabbed on a piece. So it's coming along pretty good. There's quite a bit of rotten stuff that's going to have to be replaced, but all that's going to happen once it's back on the floor. See, like stuff like this, but we want to get it solid and back on the floor, so I can just pull that back over. The whole thing's just kind of floating in the air. So anyway, like I said, just a quick update. The goal today is to get the floor on it, and then once we do that, we will let it back down on the floor. Like I said, that we're going to have to push it over because the whole thing is shifted over, but that's no problem. So anyway, oh yeah, I don't remember if I showed you all I had all this stuff ripped out, but yeah, most of the front of the interior is gutted. So it's coming along, but just a lot of work. But we're getting there. So I'll make another quick video at the end of the day just to show you the progress I've made for today. Alright, just a quick update to add to the end of this video. This is what we got accomplished. Floor's in it, and it's sitting back on the floor. The walls are sitting back on the floor. So all the tension's released. I left everything hooked, or left all that stuff there, and the board attached. The board's attached just to hold it together because I don't have it screwed into the floor yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to get into when I start working the front right here, because there's not much holding that together. So kind of want to leave these boards on it for now, just kind of keeping everything together. The floor is glued. This sheet has liquid nails on it. This next sheet has some of that Proline Loctite stuff on it, that heavy duty adhesive. They were out of the big tubes of liquid nails, and I ran out when I finished up this sheet, so should be pretty much the same thing as liquid nails. And then it's screwed and stapled, so should be we got, those are 2-inch long, 7/16 crown. What are they? They are, yeah, 7/16 crown by 2-inch. These things. So it's got a bunch of those in it. And the floor, or under the floor on these outside edges, the insulation, the inside is all insulation because the barrier was still good. That tarp barrier was still good in the middle. Previous people had cut open the outside to, I guess, get in there and patch the floor from underneath. And so I'm going to do my best to tape that thing back together with some Gorilla Tape. Anybody has any suggestions on something better, and I'll use something better, but I'll do my best to tape that barrier back together with that. But I didn't want to put the pink insulation back in there, so what I did on it was I used foam, the sheet foam, and so I cut pieces to go in there, and then I put the liquid nail or that Proline stuff, whatever, all on the back side of it, stuck it up to from underneath to the floor, and then used my staple gun. I keep saying staple gun, but it's a overkill staple gun, to put 1-inch staples, and I set the head depth on it so it would just sink them flush with the foam and not bury them into the foam. Set the foot depth, and so what it looks like. Come on. You can't see anything, but you can kind of see it. Wait, there we go. See in there? See if you can see better on the other side. Yeah. So we got that sheet of foam in there. And then I'll do my best to pull this back up. See, I undid this side. And I undid it, unstapled. Well, but the other side they cut. So I can pull that back over, and I can get it, I think, watertight, but just in case, there's no pink insulation to hold water in there. It's that foam stuff, and that won't hold water. So anyway, the plywood I coated with that stuff, WaterGuard, and it's just sanded 5/8 plywood, and then all the boards I put in are treated, so all treated wood except for the plywood, which is treated with that WaterGuard stuff, because pressure treated plywood is just, you know, the quality of it's no good. So anyway, that's where we're stopping for today, so thanks for watching.